There are various BFDI characters. Bland ones, well-written ones, entertaining ones, complex ones, and simple ones. We all have different favorite characters, but mine is Pin. Today's video will be about Pin and why she's my favorite character. While I watched BFB, I decided that Pin was my new favorite character, and here's why. I think that Pin has a spectacular character development. In her first season, nobody liked Pin. She would always boss others around and acted rude and aggressive. Pin also seemed too oblivious and prideful to realize it. Her bossiness got her eliminated early, and she even got second to last in B.F.D.I. I have a feeling that after she got eliminated, Pin realized that nobody liked her and that she was pretty mean.
That's why she was nicer in mid-BFDI. In mid-BFDI, Pin seemed more respectful. Like when the eliminated contestants tried to escape the TLC, Pin suggested that everyone use teamwork to open the lid. And in the finale, I think Pin showed her caring side because she seemed concerned about Leafy being excluded from Dream Island. Pin got enough votes to compete in BFDIA, and because viewers gave her a chance, she got a chance to shine.
I think her personality change between season 1 and 2 was done right. In BFDIA, Pin became more helpful and strategic to her team, but she also kept some of her old traits. Like Pin was irritable, somewhat demanding, a little bit forceful and pushy too. She was also really out to get and kill Leafy because she stole Dream Island. I like how she even tried to make friends with Bubble, Book, and Ice Cube because it shows how she wants to be nicer to people. Another great thing is Pin's friendship with Coiny. In BFDIA, Pin and Coiny were like the leaders of Woe Bunch, and they worked together to help their team win. I think mainly around Coiny, Pin was pretty cheerful and caring. Too bad BFDIA was cancelled because I think that either Coiny or Pin deserved the win in that season. In IDFB, Pin forwards her character growth. She was positive throughout the episode, and she tried making friends with Fries, but he seemed annoyed of it. Pin also said golf ball was the best. That's like the first time I've ever heard someone say something really nice about golf ball like that. Also, I find her line, "Why is making friends so hard?" relatable because I'm not a very social person in real life, and it's kinda hard for me to make friends. And in BFB, I think she really shone here. This season shows how much she's grown as a character because of how different she is. I liked how even though almost everyone got brainwashed by Loser, Pin thought deeper about how everyone and her team could do cool things with or without Loser gone. She even motivated her team to win the challenges without Loser. In that season, she used her leadership abilities for good instead of bad, and she gave advice to other characters such as Book. Book was in a situation where she realizes she was a jerk to others and wants to make things right.
Pin says she relates to this and helps Book find out where to begin. I think this conversation also reveals that Pin realized her mistakes and tried to make things right. Because of her character development in the course of the whole show, you can actually learn from Pin. Like, you can learn that if you try hard enough, you can be the best version of yourself. And I love how far she's come. Her development rose her popularity, so she got the least votes to get eliminated in BFB and the most votes to be saved in Teapot. I also think in BFB, she's inspirational because of how she'd give advice to others. Also, I think her personality is more likable than mine. Well, at least in BFDIA to BFB. She's a leader type, she's social, she's strategic and helpful, and she's a good friend. Now in Teapot, I have mixed opinions on Pin. I feel like in Teapot too, she was in the right to get mad about cheating. Like, the challenge was to build the highest stack, and Pin's team used glue to make it stable. It gives her team an unfair advantage, and it's cheating. Plus, Gadian TV from AO even mentioned it was cheating. But in Teapot 3, I think she was kind of overreacting about it because using an old idea from another team isn't really cheating. So, Eggy from TSTOE suggested that her team should build a restaurant. Later, that idea got abandoned, so Pin's team used it and built a restaurant. But in both situations, Pin yelled at her team for cheating, and I think if she was calmer about it, she wouldn't get as much hate. I think she was right to get mad about cheating, but she acted a bit dramatic about it. I think that there should also be a reason for why Pin hates cheating. I think it's because she's changing her morals and Pin realized cheating is bad. But if that reason was provided in the real show, maybe the cheating arc would have been better. Like, maybe instead of yelling at her team, Pin could normally tell her team that what they're doing is wrong, and she could have come up with her own ideas for the challenge. But in Teapot 5, I think that's where her derailment would start, because in that episode, she was pretty irritable and whiny. In Teapot 6, I'm glad she got no lines, because it's better than derailing. I just hope that the writers improve Pin so she can be loved again. But even if she's like this in Teapot, she's still my favorite character. I don't think her derailment is that bad, and I don't think it reverses her development. I think that she can be easily redeemed in Teapot because I don't think she's that bad in that season, and she could do way worse. Fear Garden is a prime example of this. Fear Garden is a fanfic where Pin kills everyone in IDFB and nobody likes how she acts there. I feel bad for Pin in Fear Garden because even though she made characters suffer, I feel like she was suffering through multiple disorders and she did not seem mentally well. But I think her hate in Fear Garden is justified because she kills everyone and lies about not doing it. Now her reputation is bad, and it seems like she's just as popular as Match and Pencil. I feel like the fans are harsh on Pin on Teapot. Like, they think that she's her BFDI self, but I disagree. I think the fans would have loved it if Pin in Teapot was like a mix of her BFDIA and BFB self. Like, she could be strategic, helpful, and a leader type like in BFDIA, friendly, inspirational, and advice-giving like in BFB. I'm not sure if anyone else has caught this, but sometimes Pin seems open to making new friends, and she seems curious about others, like in IDFB, BFDIA 5A, and the Silver Play Button video. To be honest, I would have loved to see Pin act like that in Teapot. I like that personality trait of hers. And that sums up the reasons why Pin is my favorite character. I hope you liked this video about Pin. These are also just my opinion. If you like, hate, or are indifferent to Pin, that's wonderful. If you don't agree with me on anything, that's okay too, but don't send any backlash or hate. Goodbye.